Okay, you will be hearing an audio tape of Grandma Iole Banker, Iole Martinat Banker, and I will be showing you photos of the family. That's me and Grandma Iole right there, and Grandpa Bob, Robert Lemuel Banker. And I think in this audio tape, at the beginning at least, Grandma Iole is going to tell us how to make a dish she used to make. I guess it's kind of an appetizer maybe, called panada.
Panada. You get a dish that's appropriate for the oven, okay? And then you heat up beef broth, a can of beef broth, and
you mix that with water?
Water, yes. Equal.
Okay.
And then you get the greasing package, or two greasing, at least 2 packages maybe.
Greasing is breadsticks, Italian breadsticks. Okay.
Depending on how much you want to make. And then you crunch it, but you just take it and break it with your hand like that. You don't roll it, make it real fine. Just
You just break the greasing a little bit.
break the greasing.
So is there bread in it, or is it just greasing?
Just greasing.
Oh, there was never bread.
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's greasing. Okay.
I mean, maybe you can make it with bread,
Yeah,
but it's better if it's dry.
Yeah.
So that really mushy.
So not like bread crumbs,
Okay,
but just
so
kind of break it up.
You make 1 layer of greasing, and then little dots of butter all around, on top, and a little sprinkle of cinnamon.
Oh,
Little sprinkle. Then you make 2 or 3 layers of the greasing, and you use the same procedure, and then you cover it with the beef broth.
The beef broth only goes when you're done making all the layers.
Right.
It goes on top of it.
That's
doesn't
like
it?
the sauce.
It sinks through or something.
It sinks through. Well, it has to sink
Okay.
through.
That's
And so it has to be covered, depending on how much you use. I don't know.
I mean, how much
I don't
broth compared
I don't know. You just have to measure it, honey.
Okay.
So cover the layers of greasing with the beef broth and water mixture.
You just have to measure it, honey.
Okay.
And maybe 1 beef broth and water to 1 package of greasing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, okay.
But it has to cover the greasing.
Cook until brown and all juice absorbed.
It made it for so long.
There should be like a little layer of water above the grease.
No, just
Not
even.
like
No,
swimming. Just about even.
just even.
Okay.
And maybe 375.
375 degrees in the oven. So I guess it's not like you have the beef broth and water mixture above the greasing breadsticks layer. It just so it's barely covered, just so it's wet to the top, and not like you have liquid, an inch above it or anything, just barely covered. Just barely cover the bread greasing mixture with the water, with the beef broth. Okay, and I think we need a new tape here. Let's see, what side are we on here? This is side B, so we need to go get a new one. I'll just show you a couple more pictures here. So hopefully that taught us how to make panada. It's pretty easy. It's all put together in a pan for the oven or some kind of casserole dish, and just bake it like she said. So this is when we went to the Grand Canyon. beautiful. On this trip, we just stayed at the top of the rim there. But on another trip, that's when Grandma Iole and my mom, Lonnie, Yolanda Roberta Banker Coates, went to the bottom of the Grand Canyon. But that was when they were much, much younger. When my mom, Lonnie, was probably around, I don't know, 25, something like that. And Grandma Iole was probably around 45. Maybe not quite. When they took that other trip. Three Musketeers all together. Back in the good old days when we were all together. This is a picture of Grandma Iole at the lake at Benelli. It says this was February of 2020. How does she look? She looks pretty good there. I'm just not sure exactly when the infection started. I guess there's a remote possibility that that fistula could have, I think, maybe, possibly started as a tear from the car accident we had in like June 28th of 2019. Someone rear-ended us. And I at that time I didn't have all these things on Grandma Iole, like that thing around her chest there that holds her in the wheelchair really good. I didn't know about those things. So her torso, her chest and top part kind of flopped over. She was, kind of leaning over her legs, sort of. So I guess it's possible, because a lot of fistulas do form in a car accident. So I mean, it's a possibility that the fistula, which would have led to an infection, or sometimes if you have a bad infection from like urinary tract or something, it can make a fistula form. So it's kind of a chicken and egg problem. Did the infection come first and then form the fistula, or did the fistula come first and then cause the infection? It's really hard to tell. I know she had an infection in May of 2020, but she did have some bleeding in like September of 2020. So like blood in the urine, pretty much too, just for a couple days, and then it all went away. No more blood. So I was really happy. But I guess they think that's when the fistula really formed. But my little theory is maybe during the car accident, when she had that jerk, she jerked, maybe like a hairline tear or something kind of formed around the area that the fistula developed later. And, because there was like that hairline tear in the tissue, the fistula was more likely to form, maybe. It's so many just guesses and speculations. Guess we'll never know for sure. Just everything went south. But that lifeguard boat was right there at the office area of Benelli Regional Park. So Grandma had fun seeing that up close. See, this picture also says February 19th of 2020. So, I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, she does look a little different, like a little bit older, but I mean, every year, of course, we get older, but she still looks pretty good there. But who knows, maybe it was slowly starting already. I don't know. I love to see the sun on Grandma Iola's skin like that. She had her days in the sun. She just loved the sun and the moon. I'd always say, when I'm 6 feet under, or when I'm dead and gone, I won't get to have the nice warm sun on me, so enjoy the nice warm sun when you got it. Well, we got really close to that lifeguard boat, right up against it there. Kind of fun to see it up close when you always see it go around in the lake, but you don't see the motor like down there below, or you don't see the interior, the color of the seats and everything. They actually have two different styles. There's this kind of open lifeguard boat, and then they have a closed lifeguard boat that's a darker yellow color. So, okay, well, I guess that's it, and I'll just leave you with one more picture of Grandma Iole. And that hat, of course, is the Sierra Madre hat that we got up at Mary's Market, that cute little cafe in the canyon of Sierra Madre that used to be mostly just a grocery store, tiny little market, but now or when we were there at least, was mostly a little cafe. Okay.